I think I learned more this year than I learned in 4 years of leisure management. Leisure management really, when I graduated from there, I had the feeling that uh, well, of course, I learned something, but I couldn't quite say what I've learned. And now I really can say that it really, that I get more knowledge out of this and that I am stronger as a person. So I can really feel valuable to a company.
You are with a really small group. You have a lot of contact hours with your classmates and the lecturers again. You are really working as a group, using the theories, thinking about different ways to use the theory. So not only take it for granted, but really doing something with it, take it to another level. And I think that's the main advantage of the course for Imagineering.
Yeah, you really connect to each other, and it's not just, it's so different than when you go to a university and you sit in a you sit between 400 other people. Here you really yeah, you're really a person, a unique being.
At the university, with all due respect, you are a number and you have to suck all the information like a sponge and then reproduce it after a couple of weeks, and I'm just not a person for that.
I really like the let's say the exposure to different types of lecturers. You had both those who had a more didactic academic background, and you had those who had a more business and practical one. So you could really sense the differences, and not that one was better than the other, but it was just different approaches to different subjects.
But also you experienced a bigger project within an organization, which in my case it was 34,000 employees, and you're working for an actual company, trying to transform their business, which yeah, for me was interesting as it was totally new.
I feel that it gave me a good basis to start looking for a job, for instance. I can have some practical experience as a background to say, okay, I've done consultancy work as an Imagineer at this company and a project for them.
So it's not only about learning in the class, but also be practical and really apply it to the company immediately.
I believe it was like a fresh atmosphere, you know, it was a good mix of international and Dutch students, which was also good for me. It would have been more difficult for me, of course, if there were not so many international students as well. So,
And of course, the trip to South Africa. It was an amazing experience, and it really enriched all of our lives, I guess. Yeah.
I think it was good because then we really get open-minded about the cultural part of this study, that you really are become aware of that there are very much differences between cultures. We in our classroom I already noticed this with several foreign people. I thought I had to learn about their culture, and I think it was very interesting to learn about that.
What I actually liked the most was the interaction between the students. The course facilitated a environment in which the students were able to come up with a lot of new ideas, and we could learn from each other a lot. There was good courses and good guest speakers, which kind of inspired us each time just to come up with new ideas and new technologies, new context, new concepts.
and the first block is also the block where you are confronted with the new mindset. So, a lot of things that were, I remember many moments that I thought, wow, what they're saying now, it's exactly what I always believed. And I'm not the only one who thinks like that. So this was a good feeling inside. And I had it many times, not just one day.
And as soon as I started reading kind of the framework, I really loved just for me the one that captured me was reading people's souls, and that was about research, and you know that kind of language is the one I like as well. I come from a marketing background, and I hate the cynicism and the technicalities and the coldness that sometimes the people try to pass it off as science, but it really becomes this a personal thing. So I like when, let's say, business has a heart and an imagination. So that's why I chose here.
Well, I feel like I've changed tremendously. I can describe it how much I've changed, and on a personal level, but also in business skills and stuff like that. But especially on a personal level, I've grown sky high.
Since the Imagineering approach is a very positive approach, you realize also when you go into the companies as a consultant that it is not enough just to be positive as a consultant. You have to be positive in your life, outside of the company as well, because if you're not, it's not going to be authentic when you go inside. So I think for a lot of people it was a big process of trying to change their mindset and trying to be more appreciative of things.
I definitely changed a lot, I guess, as a person, but also in my thoughts about specific things. I normally was like pretty straightforward marketing guy, and that's good. It's not bad. It's good, or it's not good, or it's not bad. But you take a lot of things for granted, and I think with the Master in Imagineering, you take it to another level. You really look deeper into the subjects. You are busy with experiences, how something, a brand or a product or a service, can touch someone's life, and it sounds a bit fake or the pink cloud of Imagineering, but that's really not it. It's just really looking what is happening between the interaction between a service and a product with a customer, or with anybody, with an employee or a stakeholder or whatever. And I think that's very, very valuable.
And I think in general, just going from the theoretical to the practice to the field work in South Africa with the, let's say, cross-cultural understanding, I think in general it makes it a package that really covers a lot of the bases and really stretches you in that sense.
Yeah, really, it was an incredible experience to be part of this master course, and I know it's going to help me for the rest of my life.